Welcome to another episode here on A New Life in France. We have been a little bit quiet for the last couple of weeks. Now that's for a couple of reasons. We've got lots of things going on in the background that we've been working on. I'm really excited to be telling you about those very shortly. I mean, they're really exciting. But equally, it has been super hot here in France, particularly where we are in the Haute-Vienne. Today actually is very pleasant, the sun's shining, blue skies, and it's sort of mid to high 20s at the moment. It's going to get over into the 30s a little bit later. But actually the last 2 weeks have been so hot. I do remember one of the days in the last week we were up into the mid 40s, which is just super hot. Now for me, coming originally from the UK, the weather when it gets hot, it just has a level of humidity. We don't really get that here in France. It's a much drier heat that we get where we particularly live. But it was super hot, so trying to get out to do any content was really difficult. There was one particular day I was out, but it was just way too hot to give you content, so haven't been able to give you the kind of content that we like to do. But we're certainly changing that, and particularly with today's episode as well, and lots of other things going on, so you'll see even more content coming back onto our YouTube channel, but we have been a little bit quiet. The thing I wanted to talk about today, and it's a really important thing to talk about, and it's a thing I hear all of the time, I like to call it naivety. And for me, people moving to France, there is sometimes, not everybody of course, but there is and can be just a level of naivety. You don't know what you don't know, but also sometimes there can be high levels of self-confidence which could easily teeter into arrogance. When you're moving to a new country and you're moving to France, it isn't like the country you're moving from. It has a different culture, it has different rules, it has different things that happen. So you can't really rely on, well, where I've come from, we can do this and we can do that. And it just doesn't happen that way. So I really want to be able to give some words of caution to go, just check these things out. You can try to do as much as you want in terms of being super self-sufficient. You find your house, you buy your house, you then go through all the different processes in terms of your house. You also then, when you're moving to France and you're moving from outside the EU, then you can do most of the work you want in terms of finding your visa. You can get your driving license sorted. There are so many things that you can do yourself, and there's nothing wrong with that. And we built our channel on giving as much information as we possibly can to help you to make those decisions. Some things you can do. And I think the level where people get wrong is there's some really important things where they don't even ask any advice. And there can be death by Google, death by Facebook. You go and ask things on forums, you go on and you Google things, and even our website comes up and it gives information, and that's absolutely fantastic. But a lot of the information that is ever given is general information. It gives you a flavour. It doesn't give you 100% accuracy for you personally, and every single person who's moving to France will be different to the other person. If you're moving as a family, you're moving as a single person, you're moving as a couple, you're moving as a married couple, you're moving as a retiree. There are so many different scenarios, and it's just so important that you just take a step back sometimes and go, should I ask a professional? And that's a really important thing to ask. So let's start to look at a few of these things in a bit more detail, just to give you a flavour of the things you should think about and some of the questions you should ask. Visa. France, in terms of its visa regulations, so it's visas that you would go for, it's pretty self-explanatory what they're for. But what you will soon find out in France is a black and white country. There's very little grey areas, very little. And so if something says X, it means X. It doesn't mean X plus Y and plus A. It just doesn't, and that's the way that France is. So when you're looking at your visa, then make sure you ask the right questions of the visa that will be applicable for you. So if you're looking to retire to France, are you really looking to retire, or are you looking to retire and do a little job on the side, officially? And in terms of that, that will have a change in bearing of what you do. Are you retiring to France, but you probably still have a business interest overseas? That will have an implication on the visa that you do. So when you look at visas, all I say is just ask a visa expert to start your journey. So you don't have to use somebody to do the whole process for you. And there are lots of companies that charge lots of money to be able to take you from A to B. If you want to have that complete peace of mind, then absolutely go and do it. But if not, there are things that you can do and elements you can do that you can piece together yourselves. There are lots of visa experts that you can turn to. We have our own partnerships, and that's fine. And this isn't about selling those, it's just about saying they are there. So you could easily talk to our visa expert, Sarah, and she'll give you some complimentary time and just point you in the right direction. You can then choose to use her or use somebody else, or you can just do it yourself. But I would just say, just reach out to some of these professionals, particularly in the visa space, to make sure you get the right visa at the right time. Because as you're going through that stressful time of trying to sort your visa, you might be trying to also buy a property. You're trying to get things sorted, and the last thing you want are hurdles that don't need to be there. And that's what I find with a lot of people. You just end up creating hurdles that you've got to jump over that didn't need to be there in the first place as you're going through the process, let alone when you actually then move to France. So an example of moving to France and things going wrong can be the property you buy and what you want to do to it. You'll see the beautiful property and you go, oh, look at all that ground, it's amazing. Or we could put a pool in, or we could maybe put a shed in, or maybe we could put something in, or maybe we could convert that barn that's down there. All of those things sound wonderful. But actually, in practical terms, you may not be able to do what you want to do. The agent, and it's not up to the agent, but the agent may not tell you about maybe the PLU, so the urbanisation plan, because they probably don't know it, and why would they? And they don't have to. They're showing you the property, but they may not know what you have in your head in terms of the plans. You make, oh, we want to do, oh, wouldn't that be lovely to have a pool and we'd have the view and all of these wonderful things which many people in France can enjoy, but you need to ask those kind of questions early. Those questions shouldn't be to the agent. The agent is a professional in selling a house. There's checks that need to be there, getting the energy ratings, those, of course they'll do those. But the other things in terms of what do you want to do with that property or the buildings or the land, it's not up to them, it's not down to them. It's down to you to do the due diligence. So talking to somebody like Tom from French Plans, who actually gives a lot of his advice for free early on, because he, like me, wants people to come to France, enjoy it, and not have a sour taste. So talk to somebody like Tom from French Plans. He will tell you what to think about in terms of you want to do a gîte, you want to put a pool in, you want to do this. He will even go and just check on the local plan and say, yeah, you might be able to do that, or no, that looks like it's 90%, no, you can't do it. Ask the questions of professionals. It's the same with things like tax, inheritance, investments. The whole inheritance law here in France at the moment is all slightly up in the air. There's lots of different conversations, and I'm not actually going to make comment on it. It's the kind of thing you should talk to a professional about. But if you're moving from the UK or you're moving from the US and you're looking to transfer a pension or actually transfer some of your retirement plans, when's the right time to move to France to get that right that won't cost you? How should you do it? How can you protect things? How can you ensure that your investments are right? These are, again, questions. They're basic questions that you should be asking. And again, we've got partners. There are loads of other people that you could speak to as well, but we do a lot of work with SJB Wealth, and they can answer those questions. And they can answer you those questions complimentary up front to help steer you in the right direction. And this is what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say there's a lot of professionals who will give you some initial advice to point you in the right direction before you have to engage their services. And I think this is another scary thing. You look and you go, oh, what am I going to do? Sometimes you'll shy away, or I don't want to spend some money. I save a bit of money because we're trying to save the money to be able to buy a house. When actually you should be reaching out to some of these professionals, because they will just guide you in the right direction and probably just put your mind at rest. And it's another tick in the box. And I think for me, things like pension transfers and also your retirement plans from the US, it's really important you get them right and you be able to do them. And again, I think people are just naive about that. It'll be fine. It won't be fine. You're moving to a new country with new laws and new regulations. It just doesn't work that way. And particularly if you've got complex things, particularly with investments, where your investments are, how you've got access to them. And also then when you start to think potentially about inheritance, where is your will? Are you still in contact with some of your children or not? You know, there are things about airship and who gets what. It's really super complicated. So you need to take the right advice in terms of that. So please, please, please do not be naive to making the move to France. Don't think, I'll sort it out when I get there, everything will be great. Don't focus on getting the house, and we got the house, and then let the visa go the wrong way and you can't get here. Don't get stung by putting your money in the wrong place. Don't get stung by not having your will in place. There are so many things where you can get it wrong. You know, just think logically. And I also find that a lot of people, when they are in this whole process of moving to France, they seem to lose their common sense. And I give an example of that, and please, it isn't everybody, but I'm just trying to say, if any of this resonates with you and you take a step back and go, right, let's just re-look at our plan. Let's reach out to a few people who are professionals, not people on Facebook, not Google this or Google that. Reach out to a professional who is here in France, dealing with people day to day, all the day. You can reach out for our team as well, and we'll give you some initial advice, and then we'll point you in the right direction as well. But please, please, please get the advice of professionals to put your mind at rest so it doesn't go wrong. But when you look at just your money, you know, you're moving money from different countries to another country, currency exchange is really, really important. Just get it right. You know, you can't rely on the online banking platforms. They're great for day-to-day stuff, but for bigger chunks of money, you've got to be super careful of how you do it and the way that you do it. So when we start to look at all these different things, and people just sort of lose their mind when they move over here, they do. If you are in whichever country you're in and you were moving house in that country, how would you go about it? What are the things you would do? What is the sales process? Yeah, if you're UK, for example, then you're buying a property in the UK, there'll be things like you need a survey, and you need a survey for your mortgage, and your mortgage relies on this, and then you've got this professional looking at that and conveyancing. All of these things that you would be doing as a matter of course. When you come to France, some people just seem to go, oh, it's fine. They'll go to the notaires without actually without translating what's written down, not actually taking somebody in who speaks the language really well to go, have you thought about this? Actually, again, in terms of even when you're just signing for a property, a lot of the time people just won't go through the standard process. So please do not be naive. Think about each and everything that you need to do, and just make sure you know everything there is to know. When you're looking around a house, get a real look at it. If you need to bring in somebody to have a look, get a builder, get a surveyor, get an architect, get an expert to cast their eye over something. They don't necessarily have to come with you. Think about where you have things. Think about bank accounts, money, who's going to inherit if you die, what kind of thing you want to do in France. You know, are you just going to be a retiree? You know, how's your healthcare going to work? I really encourage you to ask as many questions as possible of yourself and of those that you're working with. I really hope you found this useful today. I'm sorry it's just a bit of a dry subject, but it's a subject so many people just get wrong, they get here and they make mistakes, and I really don't want people to do that. I want you to be able to come and enjoy France like me and my family do, like my friends do, like our partners do. We've chosen to move to a different country for whatever reason, and we want to be able to enjoy it, and you want to be able to enjoy it as little stress as possible. Remember to press that subscribe button at the bottom. Tune into us each and every week, and if you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel, and also make sure you're on a newsletter. You'll get a newsletter each and every week, and we have at least 3 or 4 blogs going up on each of our 2 websites each and every week, so you can go to A New Life in France full of great information, great advice that will be really useful to you. And then of course we've got our property portal, forsaleinfrance.com, which has got over 4,500 properties just ready for you to come and have a look.